And just starting Sukhasana, let's grab our right foot with our left hand, our right toes with our right hand, and we'll start to circle the leg, just stirring, and feel like you're stirring from your heel, connecting that heel to sit bone. And then we'll go a few times the opposite direction. And if you want to do this a few more times, great. If not, you could try to touch your big toe to your forehead, and then let's stack the right ankle on top of the left thigh. You could shift on your sit bones, and then we'll use the heels of the hands. We're going to just gently press into that calf and all the way up the inner thigh to the pelvis, to the hip. Just do a few more breaths. I like to kind of rock forward and back just to use more of my full body weight than just my hands to apply the pressure. Okay, and then from here, let's bring our fingertips down towards the ground. So you're reaching fingertips down to the ground. 2 head nods, bob your chin to your chest. Exhale. Inhale, look to the sky or to the horizon. Again, exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, to the sky or to the horizon. Come back to the horizon if you looked up. Let's reach the left arm in front of you so your left palm is facing you, and just gently start to bend your right elbow. And that left elbow could lift up or it could stay down, so feel which feels better for your neck. And then we're going to look towards the sky, look towards the earth. Let's draw the shoulder blades together towards the spine as you look to the sky again and towards the earth. Send your left hand outside your left hip and shift into your left palm. Let's go to the other side. So you'll bend your left elbow, wrapping the right arm in front of you. You could keep the right elbow lifted or lower it down, shoulder or below. Let's move the head to the sky, to the earth. Actively draw the shoulder blades into the spine as you look to the sky and to the earth. Send your right arm outside your right hip. Go ahead and press out of that left palm, lifting up your spine. Come forward, either hands on top of that top leg or shift into your fingertips, or palms. Just start to stretch out your right hip a little bit more. Try a couple more breaths. If you're ready to bend your elbows a lot, you could bend your elbows all the way down to the ground. And then just wag your tail from side to side, move those hips. Feel your breath in your belly. Okay, let's inhale, start to lift out to the top of the head, the chest. Send your right leg out to the right and connect your left foot to your right inner thigh. And we're going to just lean over a rib cage over the right thigh, try to touch your right toes. And then once again, pull your shoulder blades in towards your spine. Let's inhale, lift up the spine, and then send your left leg out. Go through a little wide leg straddle stretch, bounce the backs of the legs. Let's tuck the right leg under, grab onto your left heel with your right hand, left toes with left hand, and we'll stir the leg again. So you feel that stirring happening, connecting your femur to your pelvis. After you've done a few circles each direction, you might touch the big toe to forehead and then cross the left ankle over the right thigh to shift into your sit bones. And we'll do that side stretch each side again. So we'll shift into the right palm, bend the left elbow so the left hand's in front of the sternum or chest, and then you can lower the left elbow down. Then move the head to the sky, to the earth, squeeze your shoulder blades to your spine, look to the sky and to the earth. Send your left hand outside your left hip, push out of your right palm, go to the other side, shift into the left palm, right hand in front of chest, lower the right elbow down, let the focus to the sky, to the earth, shoulder blades to the spine, look to the sky and to the earth. Send your right hand outside your right hip, push out of your left palm, come up to center. Bring your hands in front of you, flattening the palms, or you can bring your elbows all the way down to the ground. And then any amount, it could also feel nice just to keep your hands on top of your left inner shin. Wag your tail a little bit from side to side, just kind of shaking anything down from the hips and the lower spine into the earth. Let's inhale, lift up the spine, reach out the top of the head, send your left leg out to the side. Let's lay over that left leg, so lifting up the spine. Exhale, bring your left rib cage over your left thigh. Maybe you touch your left toes. Draw your shoulder blades back into the spine again, and then we'll inhale, lift up the spine. Send your right leg out through that wide leg. Bounce the backs of the legs on the ground. Use your hands to bring those legs together and swing the legs all the way around. Let's come to our tabletop position to move our spine a little bit more. Okay. And then if you want that extra support for your hands or wrists, which I also could create nice cushion for your shoulders, you could roll your mat up and bring your heels of your hands on top of your rolled up mat. Okay, just moving the spine, hips back, heart forward. Exhale, rounding. This pace, maybe a 4 count inhale, 4 count exhale. Could also start to speed up. Maybe it's just a single count. Just creating a little more heat, a little more motion through the spine, and really focusing on creating space between the bones in your spine. Okay, now let's come back to neutral. Let's just do 2 hip rolls each direction. So bring your hips to your right heel, your left heel. Shift left palm, right palm, and once again to the right. Exhale back, circling around. Inhale forward, we'll try 2 to the left. Maybe connecting a little more to that audible exhale. And then we do our flowing pigeon. Send your right leg back. Cross the right foot over to the left. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Stay with the squeeze or float down. Send your right leg back. Bow to your left knee, nose to knee. And then look forward, come back to your tabletop position. Second side, we'll send the left leg back, cross it over to the right, squeeze the inner thighs together, stay with that, or slide your left leg back, bring your nose to your right knee. Go ahead and come back to center tabletop position. Let's do 1 more cow spine, 1 more cat spine. All right, stretch the spine out and we can unroll that mat. And then we're going to come onto our belly. So you could take your legs to the side and lay down into your belly. I'm going to just drop the camera down a little bit more. Okay, so finding your way onto your belly. Let's bring those hands outside the chest. You could come onto your finger pads. Squeeze your elbows back. Lift your feet up as you bend your knees. Exhale, bring your feet to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, bring your feet to the right. Inhale, center. Now let's send the left leg back. Try to reach your right hand back to grab your right foot. Now you could keep your left hand in that cobra arm, or maybe you bring your left forearm underneath your forehead. Stay here, or start to kick your right foot into your right hand, lifting the right toes up, lifting the right thigh maybe off of the mat. 2 more breaths here. Feel the shoulder blades draw in towards the spine. And we exhale, bring our right heel to hip and switch it out. So extending the right leg, right hand, arm could be in half cobra. You could reach your left hand back to grab your left foot. First drawing the heel to the hip. And then you could start kicking your left foot back into your left hand, lifting the toes up. Feel the breath in the belly, feel the breath in the thigh. Couple more breaths. That right forearm could also be underneath your forehead. And then we're going to exhale, bring the left heel to hip. Let's extend the left leg. Now your choice, either pressing the arms straight or bring your legs to a side. Slowly come up through a fetal position and we'll find our way back to that tabletop position. Okay, let's tuck our toes. We're going to come back to that crouching ball towards the back of the mat. And let's go to our Uttanasana, straighten the legs. While you're here in Uttanasana, let's paddle through the legs. So you're going to lift up one heel and then the other, pressing the opposite heel down to the ground. You might add that head bob, yes. Shaking it out, no. A nice audible exhale out the mouth if that feels good. We're going to palm print up the legs to come to standing. So we're going to root both heels down to the ground. And then we're going to start with bringing our hands just below the kneecaps on the shins. Push the shins into the hands. And then we're going to bring our heels of our hands up to our thighs. Push the thigh bones into the hands. Now bringing the pelvis forward, we bring the hips underneath us and we come to that Tadasana mountain pose. Good. Take a moment, just pedal through your feet here in this mountain pose, lifting up one heel and then the other, so you feel that same sensation that you might have felt in that Uttanasana position. Yes. Okay, now from here, let's bring those hands together in front of the heart. As you look up, the fingertips, arms could extend up, or just keep them at the heart. Hands together in front of the heart. Let's bring the shoulder blades into the spine as we forward fold, hands to the ground. Bend your knees. Let's walk ourselves back out to tabletop, unless you would like to do a high plank push-up. You could, if you're just doing tabletop, cow spine, cat spine, or high plank push-up, just lowering down, inhale up, and we'll all meet up into that tabletop position. Now, from that tabletop, let's go to our flying dog. Inhale, send your right leg back. Keep the right big toe, pinky toe pointing down. Let's step through to the right thumb. Inhale, lift up your spine. And then let's send both arms forward so the palms are touching. And you could keep the fingertips in line with your navel if hands up in line with shoulders feels like too much. Just pull back with that left arm like you're pulling back on a bow and arrow. So you're pulling that left elbow back, and then you're gonna just slide, bring that left hand to meet the right. And you could try both, fingertips in line with navel. If fingertips are in line with navel, just pull the left hand back to the hip and then come forward. Let's do one more of those. Whatever height feels best for you, and just pulling back, the left side reaching forward with the right. The hands touch now. Either draw the hands in line with the solar plexus, in line with the heart, or you could bring the thumbs to forehead or keep tracing those thumbs back. Maybe the thumbs can touch the C7. So whatever range of motion is feeling best for you. If you brought the arms back to C7, bring the hands together in front of the heart, coming forward. Bring your left hand down to the mat. Bring your right hand to your hip and start to look towards your right shoulder. You could press your right hip and right hand together. And if you want to, reach your right arm back to the back of the mat. You could also reach your right arm up towards the sky. Either variation, squeeze the shoulder blades in. You can tuck your left toes, lift your left knee up, pressing the left hamstring to the sky. Just a little twist, release, gentle ring out with the body. We'll follow that right hand down to the ground. Lower your left knee down and slide your right leg back. Let's do cow spine, cat spine. Inhale, hips back, heart forward. Exhale, rounding. And second side, stretch the spine out. Send your left leg back. Lift pinky toe, big toe points down. Step your left foot to your left thumb. Inhale, lift up your spine. Once your spine is lifted, we'll bring those arms forward. Elbows could be kind of locked out or just slight bend. Let's do that bow. Pull your right hand back by your right shoulder as you're reaching your left arm long, and then slide the hands together. Let's do that again. Exhale, pulling back. Inhale, forward. One more time. Exhale, shoulder blades drawn. Inhale, forward. Then we're going to draw those hands back to the solar plexus, the heart. Maybe the thumbs come to the third eye. Maybe the thumbs trace over the top of the skull and touch the C7 behind you. Okay, then if you went all the way back to C7, we just trace the thumbs to forehead, to heart. And then we're going to bring our left hand to the left hip, bring our right hand inside the left foot. Press the left hip and left palm together, looking back at the left shoulder. Left arm could reach back or towards the sky. Now at that lunge, you can tuck your right toes and press your right hamstring to the sky, drawing your shoulder blades together as you breathe. And we'll follow that left hand down to the ground, lower the right knee down, bring your left leg back. Cow spine, cat spine. Inhale, hips back, heart forward. Exhale, rounding. This one we'll tuck our toes and we're going to come back to that crouching position again. So just coming back onto the ball mountains of your feet and then stretch those legs straight to an Uttanasana. Keeping the hands on the ground, you could use a block or give yourself that Padahastasana. Sliding those hands underneath the feet, bringing your toes to your wrist crease. You can bob your head yes and shake your head out no. Maybe even rocking through the feet, the ball mound to the heel. As you breathe. All right. From here, we're going to slide those hands out from underneath the feet. Let's palm print up again. So bring your hands below your knees. Push your shins into your hands as you lengthen your spine. Bring your heels of your hands up to your pelvis. Push your thighs into your hands. And then bring your pelvis underneath you. As you come to standing Tadasana pose, palms can face forward. We're going to do a pyramid cross leg. You might grab one of your blocks just to bring the floor up closer to you if you might need it. Step more towards, you could stay to the back of your mat or to come towards the middle of your mat. We're going to go through a Shiva leg first. So we're going to step into the left foot. We're going to pick up the right. And we're spreading those 10 toes, then cross your right foot over to the left side of the mat. Squeeze those thighs in just like we did for floating pigeon. And then exhale, fold. Keep drawing your shoulder blades together. Your hands could come onto the block as you come forward. This can be another great one to wag your tail, move your hips from side to side. As you start to relax in this, stretch a little bit more. You could keep releasing your spine. Maybe that block lowers down if you're using it. Now, if and only if it feels good for the knees, we're going to do a little knee bend. So bending both knees, your left knee comes to your right calf and you lift your chest up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Straighten your legs. Send your hips to the sky. Let's try 2 more. So bending both knees. Your left knee goes to your right calf, looking forward. Inhale. Exhale. Send it out. Straighten the legs. Let's do 1 more. Exhale, bending. Left knee to right calf, look forward. Inhale. Exhale, send it out. Straightening the legs. All right, now let's step into the right foot a little bit more and lift the left leg up, almost like you're going to a standing split. If you're feeling it and you want to lift the left leg up higher, great. And just make sure you have space to the side of you. We're going to open that left leg out to the side and step into the left foot. Now, you could keep your arms reaching to the right and your hips are going more to the left. Or maybe you move that block with you over to the left, bend into the left knee and keep your right leg straight. It's just the body weight shift here. Go ahead and adjust the feet, especially if one foot feels like it's further front or further back. And then we're going to just pass over to the other side. Bend into your right knee. You could, again, keep your hands over to the left if that feels like a good stretch for the side body. Or just bring that right foot over, or that block in front of your right foot. Let's swoop the left leg up towards the sky so we go into that standing split again. Then we're going to exhale around the spine. Bring our left knee to shoulder or nose and set your left foot by your right. We're going to palm print up the Ardha Uttanasana again. Heels of hands to the upper shins. Push those shin bones forward into the hands. Bring your hands up to your thighs. Push the thighs forward and then push your pelvis forward. Come on up to standing. Adjust yourself on your mat, coming back or to the middle. Shiva lay. Pick up your left foot. All energy coming out all 10 toes, and then cross your left foot over to your right. Squeeze those thighs in like we did for floating pigeon. Shoulder blades into the spine as you exhale, fold. You could start with that block on the 3rd level if it's most supportive for you. And as you relax into this stretch, feeling maybe more of a stretch in your outer legs, IT band space. Great. And then from here, we're going to do those knee bends. So we're going to exhale, bend both knees. Right knee goes to the left calf. We're going to look forward. Inhale. Exhale all the way out. Straighten the legs. Release the spine. Look towards your belly button. We're going to 2 more. Bending both knees. Right knee can touch the left calf. Maybe getting that trigger point. And then we exhale. Straighten. Let's do 1 more. Inhale, bending both knees. Look forward. Exhale all the way out. And then you're going to shift your body weight into your left foot a little bit more so you can peel that right foot off the mat. Just be mindful of the space to the right side of you. You can open your right leg out to the right and then step to the right. Adjust the feet how you need to. Your block can be by your left foot for more of that twist, sending your hips to the right, hands to the left, or bring that block over in front of your right toes as you bend your right knee. Keep your left leg straight. Adjust the feet how you need to. We're going to shift to the other side, so start with bending your left knee and keeping your right leg straight. Hands and block stay where they are. Or start to move that block in front of the left toes. We're going to push off of that right foot, come to that standing splits again. And if you moved off your mat, that's okay. And then we're going to exhale, bring the right knee to the shoulder or towards the nose and step the right foot by the left. From here, we're going to walk up again. You could set that block to the side, hands to your shins, stretch your spine, hands to your thighs, stretch your spine, push your pelvis underneath you, rise on up to standing. Let's just do an Ardha Baddha balance so you can face whatever direction feels best for you. We're going to start with stepping into the left foot. Pick up your right. We go through that Shiva leg. Left hand's going to grab the right foot. Bring your right heel to the left hip. Start to lower that right knee down. So whatever feels better for your shoulder, holding the front of the foot or inner arch side, or bring that left hand back to hold the pinky side. That right hand, like we did in lunge, could help keep bringing that right hip underneath you. Or if you're wanting to try binding, you could go cactus arm, right arm, and see if the right fingertips want to touch the left elbow or foot. And we just want to keep the drishti low, or 45 degrees towards the earth to start. And then when you're ready, release the foot, but no rush. We're going to try the other side. So stepping into the right foot, already relaxing the physical eyes and the mind's eye, letting them see the same thing. Picking up your left foot, Shiva leg. Right hand grabs the left foot. Bring your left heel to your right hip. Drop that left knee down, holding the inner arch of the left foot, or flip the hand to hold the pinky side. Soft focus for the physical and the mind's eye. You can do cactus arm. You could dive back, left fingertips to right elbow or left toes. Feel how the shoulder blades and also the sit bones can draw towards the center. Great. When you're ready, release the left foot. Set the left foot down, nice and strong. Step your feet to the long side of your mat. Let's do Prasarita A. Just a nice long spine release. Bring your hands to your hips. Nice power pose. Breathe in. Focus could lift up. Wrap the elbows back. Breathe out. Halfway down, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Now you could repeat those knee bends like we did, shifting from one side to the other, keeping one leg straight, keeping one knee bent. Alternating side to side could also include a tail wag. Moving your tailbone side to side. And you could come to center. If it feels good to dive those arms through the legs, palms up, and maybe the top of the head comes down to the ground. Or maybe a bit more traditional, you keep your hands underneath your shoulders. Breathe into your lower belly. All right, and then we're going to bring our hands to our hips, reach out to the top of the head, spine, come up to standing. We're going to just do a flow, goddess pose, warrior two, parshvo, and possibly a half moon. So just make sure you have at least one block near you. Okay, so we're going to start with goddess pose first. We're going to spin our heels in, our 10 toes out. Go ahead and glance at those knees. I want the knees to at least try to go over the last 4 toes. You can still see your big toe. You can shift from one foot to the other, which might, kind of like if your pelvis was full of water, like a bowl of water, and you're moving your hips from side to side, you'd feel or see that water moving from side to side. Yeah, if you're feeling extra sassy today, you could add a hip roll or two like we did in tabletop when we circled our hips from one side to the other. Okay, now we're going to go into those warrior twos. So we're going to bring our hands together in front of our heart. We're going to keep the right knee bent, spin the left heel out, left toes in, warrior two. Keep the hands at the heart. Traditional warrior two, or if you enjoyed that flow of bringing the thumbs to the third eye or coming back to the C7, you could repeat that. Breathe in. And then as you breathe out, we'll all bring our hands together in front of our heart, spin our left heel in, left toes out. We go through that goddess pose. You can bend and straighten the legs if you need to for the knees. And then let's spin the right heel out, right toes in. Arm position of your choice, warrior two, or extending the arms, or maybe you create a little flow, thumbs to forehead, thumbs to C7. Breathe in here. Okay, and then let's bring the hands back together in front of the heart. We're going to stay low as we spin our right heel in, right toes out, adjust the feet how you need to. You might do that shift, you might wag your tail, right? Keep things fluid and moving in the root and the pelvis. Okay, now we'll go to side angle. So we're going to spin our left heel out, left toes in. Now, your choice to, you could keep your left hand to your heart and bring your right forearm to thigh. This is going to feel like that bow arm we did when we were kneeling. So as you might start to extend your right arm down inside that right foot, you could also bring your block in. We want to keep pulling that left elbow back. So we did it in our opening, seated with that elbow dropping down from the shoulder. The left hand could extend past the left hip, could reach up towards the sky, could reach up overhead. Find that partial konasana. Feeling lift and length on the right side body as you stretch the left. Okay, we're going to bring that left hand to heart. Now bring the block with you if you're going to use it on the second side. We let yourself straighten your legs on this. We're going to do a straight leg transition. Spin your right toes in, right heel out. Set that block on the left side if you're using it. Okay, we'll go to that side angle. First starting with the hands together in front of the heart. Right, if you need to do any sort of shoulder movement here before we go into it, do. Or start to lead left forearm to thigh. Right hand could rest at the chest or sternum. Right elbow might be lifting or lowering down. Just whatever feels best for your shoulders. Left arm extends down. Left hand could rest on the block. Right arm extends outside the hip to the sky or overhead. All right, and then from here, we're gonna bring the block with us so you can bring your right hand back to your heart as you lift your spine up, straighten your left leg. Okay, spin your left toes in, left heel out, spin your right toes out. So now we're gonna try just our first variation of half moon. So bring your block in front of your right toes. You can start up on that third level. Feel that power in your left leg to push off of your left foot to go into your half moon. Feel the energy through your toes. Feel your shoulder blades draw into your spine. And you could do that bow arm again, right? Where your right arm's reaching down, your left arm's pulling back, or right side of body's rooting into the ground, left side of body is expanding to the sky, creating space in the middle. Take your time, bend into your right knee, step your left foot back, lift up your spine, and bring your block with you as you come up. Let's try the other side. So right heel in, right heel out, right toes in, left toes out. Block goes in outside the left toes. Okay, just start to lean to the left side. Left hand on block. And then we can push off of that right foot. Yes, come into that half moon. Feel the hips stack. Left side of the body just keeps rooting down to the ground as the right side of the body keeps lifting to the sky, creating space in the middle. Okay, we're going to take our time, bend into the left knee, step the right foot back, And straighten the legs. Woo.
Put the AC on.
Okay. We're going to set the block to the side. And we're going to just try a little balance here next. So we're going to come back to that goddess pose. Spinning your heels in, your knees out, your toes out. Hands at heart. We shift the weight. We rock the pelvis. We lift the heels, one heel and then the other. Inhale, lift, exhale, heel comes down. Inhale, lift, exhale, heel comes down. Okay, and then we can lift both heels up. We can straighten both legs for more of a balance. Feel the feet widen. And then you could repeat, thumbs to the forehead. Maybe that helps with balance. You could bring the thumbs back to the C7, lifting through the elbows. You might just extend the arms out and exploring kind of like angel wings, the space around you. When you are feeling complete with that balance, slowly lower your heels down. Let the hands meet in front of the heart. Let's heel toe, connecting those heels and hips like we did in those hip openers in the beginning, bringing those feet together. Let's come to the front of the mat, and we're going to flow down. So again, hands at heart, thumbs can come to forehead, thumbs can come to C7, and then we let the hands meet in front of the heart. We're going to exhale, float down. As your hands arrive to the mat, you could come to tabletop position, stepping the shins down, or step back to that high plank. Tabletop, you'll go cow and cat spine. High plank, try lowering down into cobra or up dog spine. And then exhale back. Let's all meet in child's pose. Bring those hips towards the heels. Stretch the spine out. As your hips arrive near the heels, go ahead and wag your tail from side to side. Release that spine. We're going to go into some kapotasanas today. So if you want to use a pillow or your 2 blocks, just have them near. Let's shift forward into tabletop position. And so with those blocks, you could have them creating like that bolster on the second or the first level. We'll start with the right leg forward first. So when you're ready, from tabletop, you're going to inhale, send that right leg back, right pinky toe, big toe points down, and then exhale, step around or step over the blocks, bringing your right foot forward. Then let's heel toe that right foot over to the left side of the mat. And then supporting that right outer thigh, supporting that left quad. And just opening those hips. So just like we did in our first hip opener, you could keep the spine lifted. Or you might start to bend the elbows lower down. It could feel good to wag the tail again. If you have the blocks all the way up to the second level, lower them to the first if you would like. And then we can walk this kapotasana today. So you could walk your hands over towards that right foot. Think of like a down dog, how you would send your hips back, stretch your hips back. We're going to walk over to the right knee. This is if you would bring your nose in your knee. And then we could come back to center again. If you're lowering the props or removing the props, maybe you have more space. We're going to try to lift up the spine and bend that left knee. Let's rotate the left ankle, yes. And then if you want to grab your left foot, Go for it. Your left foot and left hand could come together. And just like we practice, shoulder blades can draw towards the spine. And maybe that heel, left heel comes to shoulder. You could see if that left foot wants to go into the elbow crease, or just also you could hold the left shin if maybe the left arm's not wanting to lift up today. So go ahead and extend your left leg. If you still have blocks underneath you, just slide them out. And we're going to sit onto the right hip and swing that left leg forward. We're going to fold into a Janu, twist, and then we'll go to the second side for Kapo. So left leg is forward, right foot is to the left inner thigh, like tree pose. Lengthen your spine and we fold. Hands can touch the left foot, or maybe it's a good time to grab that strap. Place that strap around the ball mound of the left foot. Keep breathing. And if you haven't exhaled out your mouth yet, calm the nervous system. Stay here in this fold. If you would like a twist, start lifting up your spine. As the spine lifts, grab your right knee, pick your right knee up, and you're going to cross your right foot over the left thigh. Keeping your left leg straight, or rock to the left hip and tuck the left leg underneath you. So we go into that Fisher person's pose, and if knee pile is in your practice today, you're welcome to stack the knees. Let's twist first. Bring your left arm outside your right leg. Draw your shoulder blades into your spine. Come back to center. Let's exhale, fold into the right leg, nose to knee. Inhale, lift the spine. You'll use a strap, or you can hold onto your hamstring, or maybe you can reach those toes. Let's extend the right leg straight and then rock towards the front of the sit bones, even if the right leg lowers. With that leg extended, you could try to bring your nose and your knee to touch again, just like we did in forward fold. We lift the spine up, drawing the shoulder blades in. Gracefully as you can, lower your right leg down. Send both legs out, shake it out. Dandasana pose, hands could be outside your hips. You might take those blocks to bring the floor up closer to you if your shoulders are feeling tight or sore. But this can also be a great option with or without blocks, bringing your hands behind your hips and start to open the chest to the sky more, which could turn into reverse plank or reverse tabletop if you're wanting to lift the hips today. Try 2 more breaths, whatever variation you're in, Dandasana, chest lift, or reverse plank. And then take your time lowering your hips to the ground. Bring the spine forward, and let's send the legs to the left to tabletop. And we're going to set up for the second side, Kapotasana. You might already have those blocks preset. We're going to send the left leg back, flying dog, and then step forward or step around those blocks. And we walk the left foot over to the right side of the mat. Lower your left hip, extend your right leg, support that right thigh if you're using the props. And I would just try to match. Even if one side's a little more open, I would try to match whatever you did on the other side. Sometimes you can find little gifts, little extra stretches, even if more flexibility is available on one side compared to the other. We're going to walk over to the left knee, bow to the left knee, keep sending your hips back. And then walk over to the left foot, bow to the left foot. Keep sending your hips back. And then we'll walk back to center. Go ahead and adjust the props if you do have them up higher. Give yourself a few more breaths here. This one, you could start to lift your spine or stay. We'll bend the right knee, move the right ankle a few times each direction. Okay, and then if you want to move the props again or stay where you are, we'll try to grab that right foot with the right hand. Keep drawing the shoulder blades together, and maybe you can bring your right heel to shoulder, right foot to shoulder, and slide that right foot inside the elbow crease. If the right hand doesn't want to lift, you could hold the right shin. Take your time releasing the right leg if you grabbed it. Let's sit on the left hip. We'll go to Janu Shirshasana. So we send the right leg forward. Bring that left foot to the right inner thigh, like tree legs. Use your strap if that was helpful. And then we'll lift up the spine and exhale, fold. Or folding is also optional. So if keeping the spine lifted feels better today, do that. Try at least one audible exhale, breathing out the mouth to calm the nervous system. Keep that going if it feels good. We're going to go to twist. You could stay folded if that feels really nice today. Lift your spine up. If you're twisting, grab your left knee, pick your left knee up. Cross your left foot outside your right thigh, and maybe tuck your right foot, right leg under you. Knee pile, stacking that left knee on top of the right. If you're going there, we'll twist first, rotating to the left. Right arm can go outside the left leg. Just like when we were standing, right? Crossing the legs over and folding. Feel that same cross here. And then we're going to rotate forward. You can bow, bringing your nose and knee to touch. Or just keep the spine lifted, opening the hips as you breathe. All right, and then we're going to lift the spine if you're folding. We're going to pick up the left foot, grab the hamstring. You could strap around that left foot if that feels better. And then once you have the left leg extended, we're going to lower the left heel down so you come forward towards the front of your sit bones a little bit more. And feel your shoulder blades hug into the spine. And then as gracefully as you can, let's lower the left leg down. Let's send both legs forward. Dandasana staff pose if you liked those blocks. Hands on top of the blocks. Pressing down, lifting the spine. Feeling how you can evenly draw the left and right side body together. Or slide the blocks back if you're using them, hands back. More of that chest opener. We could try reverse plank or tabletop. Lift the chest, lift the hips. Make sure the 10 toe pads are able to touch the ground, whatever variation, if you are lifting the hips. And then lower those hips down to the ground. We'll go to forward fold Paschimottanasana. Both legs stay extended. You could keep one of those blocks. You could also bring your strap in, placing around the ball mounds of your feet, especially if you're not folding. Let's exhale, fold into the legs. Strap or a block, if you are feeling more flexible today, that block can go over the tops of your feet, soles of your feet, to pull back. Keep opening the spine. And then if for any reason reaching those arms forward does not feel good, you could bend your elbows, pulling your elbows back towards your hips, palms up, palms down. Let's go back to that rocking. We did rocking the pelvis, wagging the tail, making circles. What feels good? Exhale out the mouth. release what I no longer need. I release in myself what the planet needs me to release. From here, when you're ready, inhale, let's lift up the spine, and we're going to go into some flowing back bends from here. So we might slide our hips towards our heels or bring our feet closer back. If you are going to roll straight back onto your back, let's put that block between the thighs. Squeeze in. You can even use your hands, how we massage the inner legs. Now you can heel press, massage the outer legs. And then when you're ready, just lower down onto your spine. Starting with that lower spine, head comes all the way down to the ground. As you arrive to the ground, you could bring a hand to your heart. You could bring a hand to your belly. Feel as much strength in the legs as you felt when we were standing, even in this reclined posture. Now, with keeping the block or removing the block, let's do some spinal rolls. Hands outside the hips, thumbs can touch the outer hips, and you'll peel up lower spine, middle spine, upper. Breathe in. Squeeze the inner legs in and lower down, upper spine. Exhale out, middle spine, lower spine. Let's try a couple more if this feels good on your back today. And hopefully feels like your back is getting a little bit of a massage. You lift and lower, and if you want to keep the hips lifted, you could stay there. You might grab that block and actually move into supported bridge. From that supported bridge could take you into supported shoulder stand, floating the feet up, extending the legs up. Still squeezing the legs together. And of course, if you do extend the legs up, you could try moving through the hips so you could bring your soles of your feet together, knees apart, Baddha Konasana. Extend the legs out, wide leg. You might scissor the legs, one leg towards you, one leg away. Hanumanasana. You could even go into crossing the legs, which could even be eagle legs. How do the legs want to move today? And maybe stillness is what the body is needing. Eventually, we're going to bring those feet all the way down to the ground. If you are still inactive, you'll just start to massage your back down. If you are in that supportive, stay up here as long as you would like. Just let the spine continue to release vertebra by vertebra. And eventually removing that block. And let's go into our eagle twist from here. So let's step into the left foot, pick up the right, cross the right leg over the left. Breathe in, and then when you're ready, exhale, drop the knees over to the left. Now, this might just be about the legs moving, but you could use those arms, left hand guiding the right thigh over, right arm, elbow bent to cactus. Opening the chest. You can create like a sense of pulsing, like a squeeze in and a release. Wringing out. We'll do counter stretch today, so we'll keep that cross. We're going to inhale, bring the legs back to center. We could shift the hips to the left and then let the legs drop to the right. We want to make sure it feels good on the lower back, so you might rock the pelvis. Stick the tailbone out, tuck the tailbone under, and connect to that pelvic bowl like it has water in it. Inviting movement. And so once more to transition, we're going to inhale, bring the legs to center. Let's cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Send the left leg out straight. So you're like in that Ardha Baddha, Right ankle's on top of the left thigh. You could bring your hands together in front of your heart. Once more, we can bring the thumbs to the forehead. Maybe those arms slide back. Now, since we're on the ground, your thumbs, your finger pads might just touch the floor behind you. As you exhale, bring your hands back to your heart. Slide your right foot off of your left thigh. Bring your arms to the side. Step into your right foot. Walk your left foot back in. Both feet touch down, and we exhale, float the left foot off the mat. Cross the left leg over the right. And then we're going to shift, moving those hips to the left. Let your legs drop to the right. Choosing those arms, if you even want to use the arms. Right hand, bringing the thigh over, half cactus. Just opening the chest. Breathing. And then we're going to roll back onto our back. Let's counter twist. So we're going to bring our hips to the right. Let your legs drop to the left. And then we're going to inhale, come back to center. Let's cross the left ankle over right thigh like Ardha Vata. Send your right leg out. And once again, let's bring those hands together in front of the heart. Thumbs can come to forehead. Fingertips could come all the way to the mat. Forehead. And then we'll exhale out, bring the hands in front of heart. Slide your left foot off of your right thigh. Step into your left foot and walk your right foot back in. Both feet touch down. And then when you're ready, just hug both knees into the chest and gently rock from side to side. Massaging out the back. Good. And then from here, we're going to just start to go to Shavasana. So if there's any other movements you're needing, I'll just take a few moments here in stillness. Feel your wrists relax, feel your ankles relax. Feel the center of your heart relax. Feel both your physical and mental eye relax. Let's start the breath in the belly. You might even bring a hand onto your belly. Feel that gentle rise as you inhale, softening. Invite the breath to move down the legs, out the feet. Any energy. You've got a lot of fire energy happening on the planet. The energy of Mars, very fiery. Aries, very fiery. Lots of fiery energy. You can allow it to send our own fire energy to the earth. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. You can rotate your wrists and your ankles. Stretch, eventually rolling to the right side, finding that fetal position. Feel your heart beat there. Slowly come on up to seated. Those hands can meet at the solar plexus, fingertips pointing out, our hands at the heart. Take a moment just to bow in. You can feel like you're holding your heart, your truth, your solar plexus, your empowerment, your strength. if you're holding them gently within you and around you. Thank you for sharing your practice. Namaste.
I'm afraid Dana knows that you went long, that we went long.
She knows?
Yeah, because the phone was ringing after 10:01.
She is on it.
She is on it. She always is.
Uh,
Okay. Well, I think I'll call Dana back and then I'll call Lucy. Okay. Okay. Have a good trip. Thanks. I'll see you guys next week. Okay. Casey's moving tomorrow. Everybody's moving. Kids moving this weekend too. Oh wow! Really? Reach out.
wow.
Into being a support system for that. Yeah. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Cindy.
Absolutely.